Yesterday evening was truly a blessed evening for the entire wisdom family and the foundation to have had His Holiness Jagat Guru Shankaracharya of Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham visit the premise, bless the facility, bless the gathering, and address the gathering. And I can't find words to be ever thankful for him agreeing, His Holiness to agree to come and so gracefully it was done. And I must say, those moments are still raging in our minds, in our hearts, full of inspiration and ever thankfulness and grateful for what His Holiness has done. It really has left a mark in the little journey we have taken, and we are so happy it has happened at this early stage, which should give us the necessary boost and the energy to carry on the work with which we all have intended to come together. I know some of you all could have were there online. I don't know how many of you all were there, but I know some of you all would have been lost because of the comfort of language of His Holiness. He addressed so divinely in the language was very comfortable to him. He spoke in Telugu, but just for the benefit, since it's still pretty fresh in my mind, I thought I should, which I keep doing nowadays, the takeaways, So I'm enthused to do a little takeaway of what His Holiness has said so that you all get an idea. But I must assure you that all what he said is very much in line to the teachings that we have embarked on, and it will encourage the study we are all on, which is the very essence of Sanatana Dharma. I have just jotted down which came into my mind. It's possible I would have missed something. If there's something that's needed to be added, Ramji, Shivaji, you were there, please feel free. I think one of the pertinent points he said that this country, the land of India, is such a blessed country in the whole world, because this great tradition of Sanatana Dharma is born here. It thrives here. It still survives in this land. And it is this great Dharma, this Sanatana Dharma, has protected this country for over 1,000 years, which has seen so many challenges. So many people have come and conquered, tried to destroy our culture, our tradition. But yet it is this Dharma that has helped to in it to protect it. And secondly, I'm not putting in an order, but the points which I captured, and he encouraged everybody there to do their part, not just do their part, but to do more than what they can to serve this knowledge, to serve this Dharma, to have faith that this is the solution moving forward. And this is the need of the hour, that this wisdom needs to be taken forward. He said, have faith, but it's not to fight with the world. It's not to fight or create a conflict with other faiths, but have faith in it and include everyone in this journey. He had seen the premise, the facility downstairs. He took the trouble to go along with what all we had wanted him to do. He saw the premise. He was very happy with the facilities we were providing. And he took reference of the activities which we did brief him, taking up to the satsang hall. And he took mention of all of that in his presentation. I was just blown away by his amazing sharpness, how acutely aware he was of everything that came his way. You know, that they say what is known as udana shakti, the capacity to absorb. I can't think of a person who had such capacity to absorb, to process everything that came his way in a short time, and so much was happening around him. He received everything and he brought it out in his little speech. He took a note of the offerings of the workshops, the seminars, the Bal Vihars, and the other initiatives we're taking. And he did mention that stress today is not the disease of the elite. Stress today is also a disease of a laborer, a common person, which is a very alarming state. So this knowledge should be given the necessary impetus. And he was very appreciative of people coming from different walks of life whom he interacted, from different professionals, that they all have played a part. He was very appreciative of the yajna spirit with which we all have created that facility. He took a reference to the famous three yogas, the karma, bhakti, jnanam. We should embark. This is what I'm saying. A true Mahatma always keeps in line with the Vedic authorities. They never go against the scriptural injunctions. Remember this. A true guru always upholds the scriptural injunctions. They don't they don't create a new yoga out of the equation, start propaganda. He just spoke of the three established yogas, karma, bhakti, jnanam. And if a Jagat Guru reiterates it, even Shankaracharya, right from Adi Shankaracharya as a lineage, they are still upholding. He's the 70th Shankaracharya, am I right? And if a 70th Shankaracharya is still able to remind us of the established karma, bhakti, jnanam, in the current spiritual market, many other yogas are flourishing, and nobody takes a heed to these established scriptural injunctions. So he took a reference of the karma, bhakti, jnanam, which we often take a reference in our classes. He talked about Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. He spoke about the three gunas, how you keep fluctuating from the sattva, rajas, tamas. He spoke about the viveka, vairagya, and he laid a little emphasis on the pun on the word vinaya. So that part I liked. So he said, your parents have done the right thing by naming that. So he said, there's a long way to go for you, Vinay, he said. So I said, okay, there's something I need to work on. So humility is that which is essential. And he also gave us the tip or advice that you must be patient, you must not have anxiety. All these things take time, and encourage everyone to support such an initiative. These were the few things that saliently stuck in my mind. He spoke for 40 minutes, and we will make the presentation of His Holiness. It will be available in a few days on YouTube, so you will have access. So please bear with us for a few days. It will not be immediate because we are depending on the professional feed. All right. Setuji, you want to say something, sir? And I know we're all one family, but this wouldn't have happened. It no way would have happened without the untiring, devoted efforts of Setuji, Vasantama, and needless to mention, our Hanumanji. Where is our Hanumanji? Hanumanji, Harishji, there you go. No, no problem. Your hair is fine, Hariji. You're as smart as ever, So,
actually, the observation of the people who accompanied him, there were nearly 20 of them. They're all, some of them are again very learned people from abroad as well as India in very senior position. They volunteer. Sometimes people who support him and this thing, he just invite you join for Hyderabad. So for 6 weeks, one gentleman has come from UK also. They just leave, they follow. It's a big privilege. And some of first-time devotees, first-time people who visited our center, who were invitees, and all of them said the moment they stepped, they found the whole place different. There was a lot of vibration. It's more than a temple, and they found something very different, and they were appreciating the whole place. Yeah, the whole place and ambience and the orderliness with the way the program was being conducted, and senior people of the center being involved in all the activities. All this impressed me, every part of it. So it was a big occasion.
I would like to read what Mrs. Kritivasan wrote to me, Guruji, today morning.
Please, ma. Please.
She just said, just wanted to thank you for giving us the opportunity to have Periva's darshanam and to take his blessings. The building is very beautiful and has been very tastefully decorated. And because of all the good work that is going on there, we can feel the positive vibrations in the place. All in all, it was a wonderful experience yesterday. Thank you once again. Please tell everyone.
I'm sure they will tell many more people, and I'm just quoting my short conversation with Apara Garu, and that is going to be, Hariji, that should be our tagline amongst us. What is that statement, Apara Garu?
Sir, it was a casual conversation. I was saying that the event seemed to be silent and deadly.
Silent and deadly.
So I was telling him we should not have any anxiety. We will keep doing our part with the purest of intention and trying to serve. And you don't have to make noise. There's a saying in the Shastras, when the monsoon comes, the lakes gather fresh water. There's no announcement made by the lakes. They just gather the fresh water, and where there's fresh water, people will rush to them, put pipes and draw it out. All we need to do is we must become the reservoir of wisdom. People will come and seek it from us. So we shall be as silent and as deadly as possible. And appreciative of the time which Apara Garu also had taken. And it's not that any one of them need recognition, but it's our heartfelt appreciation for the efforts. It wouldn't have happened without the yajna spirit and the effort everybody had put in, and it was seen by everybody and it's being appreciated, Yes, Hanumanji. Or have we already officially renamed you or what? Gayatri ma, make Harishji co-host, no?
I'm not really deserving of all that.
That we will decide when you deserve it and when you confer you the title.
But
isn't it?
Honestly, Guruji, you captured it so beautifully. I mean, the Perival spoke with such clarity on many things which you were stressed on. The unity between the three paths of karma, bhakti, yoga, jnana, and how one cannot exist without the other. All the many aspects. And then the final, let's say, what was really striking and what was amazing was when he told you while he was in the car already that there is a lot of work to be done. He encouraged you to continue to do the work. You know,
The words he spoke as he was leaving the car and I was just taking his last moments of blessing. He said, Andhra needs you. These were his words. You know, this is the state or the part of the country we belong. It needs works like these, you know. So that were his words of encouragement.
And then Swamiji and Guruji, he directed the senior Ganabadi, or the senior priest who had come, and also thankfully, again, because of Setuji's efforts, he was there. And he told Shriram Ganabadi that, listen, you must go and start teaching these people, because they are all doing Upanishads, they are doing so much of good work. And you must teach them how to chant, because that is something which a Vedic Pandit knows better than anybody else.
Correct.
So you have been trained to do that, and please spread this knowledge to all of them. So, I mean, for a Mahatma and for His Holiness to think of us all and to think what could enrich our lives better and to suggest ways is, I think, truly heartwarming.
It is. It is. In fact, I don't know. I hope you all don't feel that the time is being taken. It is a very a moment which has overwhelmed all our hearts and efforts, and it has truly divinely impacted. So we are still reveling in that. So please allow us to share that joy, so you can relate to what transpired, because it was yet another feeling. One thing is to be there. It's yet another thing to be on screen. I know you all would have wished, we all would have wished you all were there. But something we want to peg these moments permanently in our hearts. So we want to capture them. You know, I'm sure you wouldn't mind listening from one or two of them who were part of it and want to share their feelings. Before I ask Setuji, maybe I can ask Pushpama if there's anything that you can you would like to share, Ma. And Ramji, please gather your thoughts, sir.
In a very realistic way, he told people visit different, join in different organizations for different reasons. But this is the correct way he told that. I liked it. Is it not, Guruji?
Indeed, indeed, Ma. Yes.
That's
This is the way forward, he said that. Right. Appreciate. Thank you. Ramji?
Namaste, Guruji. I think you have covered all of them. Only one point, I mean, the visit went off very well. Even for me, I met him earlier in Kanchi some 20 years back, and I reminded him of that. Of course, his memory is very, very good. I mean, he remembers names and he remembers events very well. But I think in his speech, one thing he mentioned that, you know, in the olden days, the joint families used to be there, and the elders used to teach these things to their children. Joint families were not without problems, but still the head of the family used to resolve the problems. But the parents and grandparents used to give all this knowledge to the children, which is missing now because the families have become nucleus families now. So that's why places like this are becoming more and more important. That's how he stressed the importance of such places. And he said that it is a very good thing you all are doing. You must continue this and scale it up furthermore. I think that was a good way he presented the need for this type of, because he touched upon all other things which we talked about, that, you know, there is anxiety, there is unrest, there is all the turmoil that is going on in the world. So there is this knowledge can resolve all those things, all that he mentioned. But I think this particular thing, the need for a center like this, he mentioned, which I thought was a very good thing.
Glad you captured the Ramji. Yes, he did very candidly mention that. Very true. Yes. And Reddy Garu was the man who bridged. He was a bridge to bring all that live feed to you. So he was the man behind the scene. So please thank Reddy Garu for that. He was tirelessly running around from top to bottom, length and breadth of the premise to ensure he could get the best angle. So you all, those who are not there, could get the capture of the event. Yes, Reddy Garu.
Thanks, Guruji. And as Apurva Garu said, I just would like to be an silent. And I don't want to be deadly, but definitely I want to do my job silently. And I think the one point, it's the first time experience for me to be closely associated holiness and being part of this occasion. And one of the point which is also addressed that this August occasion of the people, all walks of the teams who are being integral part of this satsang, could be 15, 20 people, but I think they need to do a great job in propagating the Sanatana Dharma to the across the population, what we're talking about. So what I understood that the percentage of the people who are going to be the guiding force is in a minuscule in terms of the people whom we need to really make the awareness and make the educated them about that. I think something that gives a lot of responsibility to all of us to share and drive and propagate the philosophies and the policies of the satsang. That I think that makes us to be more responsible in our actions.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot more we can do. There has to be the fire within us to do that. And all, as you said, even the few we have can go all out with the fire in us to serve. I think we'll bring many, many people fold into this knowledge, and it has to be a cumulative effect, you know. As they say, you know, it's like how a snowball, I think if I'm right, and it starts rolling down the mountain, it starts gathering the momentum, and it becomes voluminous, you know. So I think we will take great inspiration from that point, sir, very much. And but you know, Reddy Garu, I think we have right now I've decided to rename you, sir. You know,
please.
We will call you SR.
SR.
You know what SR means? Self-realized.
Oh, I'm in the class to understand the basics, Guruji, so don't name that way.
Sir, you just now said we must have the, what is the word you used?
What did I use?
A lot of responsibility.
Responsibility, that's
so I am putting the responsibility on you to reach the state of self-realization, sir, first.
okay. Thanks.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you, sir. You know, so our ashrama, she just usually messages me this morning, and she messaged saying she followed all the event online, and she was saying very happy for you and may give you more happiness and whatever. And to my message to her was, thanks for your blessings, but here on, I only want this particular blessing from you. Please bless me that I get moksha. I'm not interested in anything else. That's what I told her, you know. So I don't want happiness, I don't want wealth, I don't want anything. I don't want joy, I just want moksha. Please bless me that. Have I not said that, Ashrama? So Reddy Garu, oh sorry, SR, no more Reddy Garu. SR, that's what I'm also carrying the same tradition, sir.
Thanks a lot, Guruji. Thank you.
Right.
Follow the footsteps of yours.
Yes, Ashrama.
Hanji.
So are you going to do that?
इच्छा पूरी
हमारी इच्छा पूरी करेंगे आप? Sorry, we are losing you, ma. I'm afraid.
Guruji, in the morning, she messaged me, Ashama messaged me. She said, "Pankh hote to ud aati main."
Yeah, she's always very full of poetry, and her words are pregnant with deep love and meaning and well wishes, you know. Yes, ma. Thank you, Ashama. Satyaji, lastly, you want to say something? I know you raised your hand.
I just wanted to add one thing.
Hanji, please.
That we had kept the screen which showed the Zoom participants at a respectful distance away from His Holiness. he got it moved, and he got the table which was kept in front of him with the padukas. He got that.
Remove the padukas.
Remove the padukas. Intently looking at it, and I think he pointed out and said some words to you or to the people over there, which I didn't understand. It was in Telugu, but he intently followed the fact of who all were watching, and I think he was very taken up by the fact that there were people who were not there physically who were also seeking his blessings.
Absolutely. And I did take a note of it, and I'm very saddened at the same time that we don't have the online etiquette to show ourselves, to be presentable to a guru, to His Holiness. There were more than 30, 40 people there. Only 4, 5 people put on their camera. If you can't be presentable, don't be there. Nobody wants you. How many times to tell you? How can you not be presentable to show yourself on the camera when we requested? I mean, you don't tell me you're doing something else other than the same time and you can't be presentable. I feel very saddened. And as I said, as Hariji said, he's removed his padukas which are kept on the table in front of him. He's put that screen and he's only seeing 4, 5 people with photograph. Rest of them are with names. He doesn't even see who is listening to him. I thought it was very disrespectful on our part, on those who are not mindful of that. I think we have to be more responsible, very, very responsible. I think we have taken so much for granted. I appeal to you all, please, when you do come, please be presentable. Show yourself up so that people are able to interact with you. Okay, let's just for a moment. Okay, now you listen to me. I am not seen. I don't want to show myself to you. How is your experience? Now you must exactly know what you do. Yeah, I will continue to talk this way. This is not the way it happens. I think as a wisdom family, wisdom parivar, we should not do this. We are members in this wisdom fold. We should do it, and Shivaji should not do it. How can you put on your camera while you are driving in the driving seat? No, for people like that, you should not switch on. There are exceptions to the rule. Shivaji, first you switch off the video and then you talk. There are exceptions, please. Huh?
I didn't switch on because I'm driving. Otherwise, I in
Sir,
fact,
that is the reason I'm saying you are exempt from that, because I know you put on. Now you're driving, you don't put it on, please.
Yeah, I didn't put on. I've switched it off. In fact, I wanted to share that in many of the other forums where I'm in, if they don't switch on the camera, we politely ask them not to participate.
Correct.
Because you can't just be present and then not present. What sense it makes? It doesn't make any sense. You are there, but you are not there.
Guruji,
in fact, Rajama made appeals 3 times. She kept on appealing, please switch on your cameras. I think we need to teach that particular thing. We need to communicate very strongly that they need to switch on if they are there in our platform. Simple.
Right. No,
and it was a very, very memorable. I've had many this thing, but this one was something very special, where we could make our Sadguru Adi Shankaracharya to relax so much, and he was in full flow. In fact, they wanted him to go somewhere else, but he was very clear, no problem. He was so relaxed and he spoke so beautifully. And it was one of the great moments that we all had. Thank you. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you.
Guruji, probably my understanding.
Setuji, to Shivaji, because you were the pilot who brought him to us.
You can't be a pilot to Sadhguru, sir. It was a very humbling experience.
Indeed. Thank you, Shivaji. Drive safely, please.
Guruji, probably the fear of going to be questioned by Shankaracharya ji might have put certain people, not saying all of them, but certain people, because our sessions are interactive, the fear of being questioned by Paramacharya probably might have, that is my only reasoning. Otherwise, I don't see why the video should have been kept off. But whatever it is,
We
I think
could-
it.
we will take measures of requesting
Yes.
people to take that
Yes.
effort to be
Yes.
presentable and be a part of the whole experience.
Yes, Guruji.
Right. Yeah. Setuji.
Hari Om Guruji. No, I just wanted one point which everyone might remember who heard him. He linked because he knows the your guru. So he mentioned about your guru and Chinmayananda and Siddhapari, that link where his guru attended and he happened to meet Swami Parthasarathi, and then he has shared with him.
Correct.
That he remembered and he linked. He was, although he is delivering lectures, many lectures every day, but he was apt to make connected to that sequence. And I think point
it's a very apt point you recall of connecting a lineage, because my guru was a student of Swami Chinmayananji, and so the lineage is carrying on, and he took reference to Gurudev's Chinmayananji's 100th yajna, where Kanchi Paramacharya then visited, and even Vijayendraji, this current holiness, also was a part of that entourage or experience. So he was relating to that experience, and it was divinely mentioning the lineage, that Guru Shishya Parampara is carrying on. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Sudhakarji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir.
Right now, I am unable to switch on my video because I am lying down on the bed of the back pain. That's the reason.
No problem.
But yesterday, when I saw the message from Raji Amma, I was able to sit down and switched on my video also. And it was a very nice presentation from Guruji, from Swamiji. And I got equal vibrations here in Melbourne, Australia. Whatever the people were getting there who were in hybrid mode. And I could enjoy the Telugu language which we spoke and able to understand very nicely whatever he spoke, and very beautifully he presented for half and 45 minutes or 1 hour. And I was able to enjoy even Ramji's presentation in the beginning also. He also spoke a very nice Telugu, and after a long time in the classes, I am able to listen to Telugu. and such a sweet Telugu. And most of our participants also, they don't understand Telugu. I don't know. But after listening to Swamiji, I felt so nice, in such a beautiful way he presented, and really appreciable. I got the equal vibration. I am very happy to be able to witness myself from all the way from Melbourne here, in spite of so much cold, it is winter. For the last 100 years, it was not such a winter here, it seems, So it is very nice of you people that you made him to come to Wisdom Institute, and we enjoyed it so much. I highly appreciate for the efforts of all the people who have taken there, and in fact, I felt I should be there, but unfortunately, I was not there. But I'm fortunate enough to be able to witness it online at least.
Right.
Hari Om.
Thank you. Thank you. Hari Om, sir. Take care of your health. Get well soon, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
And last but not the least, if you got the vibrations all the way up to Melbourne, it has to happen because of one person, because of the lady behind the scene, making sure everything was happening, because of Gayatri Ma. Because if not for her, nothing would have reached anywhere. She had to press the right button at the right time. It happened. Yes, Gayatri Ma, we would love to hear from you. Apara Garu, if we can give this title Silent Yet. What is that word? Silent Yet?
Deadly.
Deadly. That title can be given to Gayatri Ma. She is such a silent worker and such a deadly worker. SR, be careful with her, sir, because you are afraid of the word deadly. She is a dynamite, a silent dynamite. Yes, Gayatri Ma.
To be frank, I've got nothing, sir, except the feeling of it, how the things moved on and all. That's it.
No.
It was really, to be frank, it was overwhelming and so alertness that I forgot to even record it. Like.
Don't mention that. Needless to mention that. But absolutely, it has overwhelmed every one of us, and your feeling is very much understood and
No, Guruji,
appreciated.
one thing I wanted to share, suddenly it struck me, like, like we like close proximity. This is the first time when I'm coming close to them. Like usually what we see on media and all are completely different than when you personally meet them and when they talk to us. They are such a highest level of yogi we cannot imagine. But what we just hear or think is something different. When we meet personally, it is much more. It is.
It is their divinity and grace personified there. And I must say, when everybody were seeking their blessings, there were two people who did not step forward until they were told to come and seek Gurudev's, His Holiness blessings. One was Gayatri Ma, other was Pushpa Ma. They did not come to seek His Holiness blessings until they were told, please come and seek. It tells a lot about how much they are willing to serve and do, and yet don't expect anything in return. Pushpama was there from morning, whole day, looking into the thing. It all goes a long way in inspiring each other for the work we all believe in and the responsibility we all carry on our shoulders to what we want to serve and what we want to offer. So again, my prostrations and salutations to His Holiness and the entire team to have made it happen. I think we owe a lot to what has been done. So sincere salutations. That's all I can say.